Alright, all you kings and queens of the leaderboards out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And according to what the Maestro said after I asked them during the break, did they ever release the next installment of the game, which was Twin Sanity for Crash Bandicoot? He said they did. Well, I never heard of it, and I didn't see one single commercial of it on TV, but that's another game we're gonna add to the list to try to review, hopefully before the middle of next year. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. We have to find it on eBay or Amazon or something. But besides spending almost 6 months to find a game, folks, I think it's time for us to go ahead and check out a couple of these indie games that we were able to find in less than 3 minutes, along with some high scores along the way, for another edition of the Indy Wall of Fame. And the first game that we have up comes from the developer ator with his game Snow Clearing Driving Simulator. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of the sanitation department that works in our town, with a little hint of that movie Snow Day, with the exception that he's driving a Humvee instead of a giant oversized truck with a plow that is about as wide as the road is, which I never understood. But here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides getting a chance to use a Humvee, they also allow you to upgrade the car to use one of the bigger trucks that you would use to really clear the snow out of the way. No, fingers crossed. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Hipfire Games, nice developer name by the way, with their game Blast World. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of the movie Robots with a little hint of Team Fortress in there as well. Either that or one of those Nerf commercials you would see during the summer. And here's hoping in the near future that they have not only the song that was featured during the trailer, but the guy explaining the controls that was featured during the game as well, as a helpful guide to help you learn how to shoot and to dodge and to move in this game. And also is featured as some form of referee as well. Yeah. Only things I hope for in the near future for this game. Oh, and by the way, a chance to use any of those droids as special weapons to help you take out your enemies. Yeah, that's the only thing, besides all what we just said, we hope this game has in the near future. Are you writing this down, Maestro? Oh, he is. Anyway, besides Maestro taking down a long list of demands, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Horse Games with their game Dino Zoo Transport Simulator. And this game, which I said before, and I was laughing with the Maestro when we talked about it when we found this game the first time, we said that this game reminds us if Jurassic Park and Big Mother Truckers had a baby and made this game. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And here's hoping in the near future that you get a chance to upgrade the truck to avoid getting attacked from stray wild dinosaurs while you try to transport the dinosaurs to their said locations. Especially from that T-Rex that just flipped that whole truck over and sent it about 30 yards back. Ugh. Yeah, I want to avoid that at all costs. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Denormalizer with their game Attack of the Retro Robots, which for some strange reason after reading that title, we need that movie guy in here. Hey, come here, read this title.
Attack of the Retro Robots, rated R, coming soon to a theater near you.
Thanks, thank you. And this automatically reminds us of a combination of not only the Buzz Lightyear game and a little hint of Toy Story 3 with a lot of 007 GoldenEye in it. Mostly because of the way that he holds the gun and shoots it to take out the enemies. And oh, according to the maestro, a splash of Robotron X in there if it was in first-person mode. Nice way to put it. And here's hoping in the near future that you get a chance to get more guns featured for this game. And one of the guns I'm hoping for is a rail gun, neither that or a minigun to really take out the robots that are hard to take out when they try to attack you. Especially of that giant oversized retro robot that looks like a 2XL, model number 3. And the last but not least game that we have up for this week, besides killer retro robots, comes from the developers Odd Time Studios with their game Flyingwin Station? You know, when I first read this, I thought I was crazy, but it really is Flingwin Station. And title aside, folks, this game automatically reminds me of a combination of the Penguins of Madagascar with a little hint of Club Penguin, and of course, the long jump EX mode that was featured in Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. Or at least the skiing version of it, of the long jump ski version. Yeah, if that makes any sense. But either way, here's hoping in the near future that you get a chance to upgrade your penguin so you can fly further and fly faster than you ever could. And according to the maestro, with the fact that one of these penguins got a rocket strapped to its back, enough said. And with that bit of penguin silliness out of the way, folks, we now head on over to the high-scoring Twitter page of highscore.com to check out some high scores. And the first high score that we have up comes from the gamer Hyrion with his high score of 260 for the SNES game of Pilot Wings Flight Arena 1. I've never heard of it. But according to the maestro, the next high score we did hear of, which comes from the gamer known as Zilch Sr. with his high score of 7,111,150, a part of the classic Atari 2600 game of Defender. And yes, I did hear of this game before Maestro, but it was the handheld version I played that was called Missile Command. I think it's the same concept. Could be wrong. And oh, Zilch Sr. added again with another high score of 3,333,350, a part of the Atari 2600 game of Carnival. And I think he almost got a 33 1/3 of a million high score there, which is absolutely outrageous. Next high score that we have up comes from none other than Frankie with his high score of 28 points, a part of the Cartoon Network Racing Tournament of the cow and chicken variety on 3 laps. Nice! And not to mention he beat out Mojo Jojo, Earl, Professor, Courage, and Weasel. Wow, that's a very litany list of cartoons from my childhood that he beat out, so congratulations. Anyway, besides childhood cartoons that were shown on Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes all week, the next high score that we have up comes from none other than Speedy 4759123 with his high score of 722,140, a part of the iOS game of Candy Crush Saga Level 26. 26 levels out to get that high score? Very impressive, Speedy. Very impressive. Next high score we have up after that comes from Retro Rob with his high score of 1,273, a part of the Atari 2600 game of Cosmic Arc under Game 4. And he played it on the original version of the game too. Not bad. Then you have Retro Rob once again with another high score of 16,810, a part of the Atari 2600 game of Bobby is Going Home. Man, some of these retro game names can be turned into some form of horror or regular type of movie that I would love to see in cinemas. And the last but not least high score that we have up for this week, and I think for this month as well, with its high score of 418, Zero Skull from the video game Nintendo Mini Classics Spider-Man Game A. So only 418 for this game. Still impressive in our books. And oh wait, Maestro said we have one more high score left to read, which comes from the gamer known as Zilt Sr. of 15,000, a part of the Atari 2600 game of Pepsi Invaders, Coke Wins. And if you guys want to check out any other cool high scores that are still trying to make their way through the Twitter feeds as we speak, you can head on over to the high scoring Twitter page of one man only known as @highscore, or head on over to their website known as highscore.com to win cool prizes for your high scores. And it looks like the high score of Awesome Ogre of well over 21,045,300, a part of the Genesis Mega Drive game of Devil Crush, still stands to this day. But will he make it past the work in progress episode we have for next week? Only time will tell. And if you guys want to check out any other games that are currently trying to make their way through the Steam machine via cargo plane, cargo ship, or subterranean train that is still currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can head on over to the store.steampower page, only known as store.steampower.com, and just click ever so lightly on that indie button, then once again on that upcoming page to check out a whole bunch of cool games that'll bring you back, forward, or in the present moment of time without you even moving. Cause when I clicked on the page before, I swear I went to the year 2088 and I thought I was 100 years old. Wow, the power of games and time travel, folks, is amazing. And with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music one more time. And when we return, we'll be back with another classic edition of the $64,000 question right after a word from our sponsor. So don't run out on the bonus round just yet, folks, and stay tuned.